So stay for the end of this one because it looks like the physics teachers have got it wrong, and the chemistry teachers will clear up something for you that the physics teachers have screwed up about Polaroid lenses. So first of all, this one's a little bit repetitious, so I'm not going to go over it in a massive amount of detail. They want you to have a look at the number of multiple reflections again. And my sheen's a little bit busted, but at a high angle, you can see there's two fainter lines on either side. But I do have a fainter line anyway coming out of the machine. So I'll just use the laser, and you can see that the laser, there's the greater the angle, the greater those two extra lines are. The first one's when I reflect off the glass. The second one, I suspect it's not refracting properly off the back of the mirror. And you can see those lines just disappear when it's almost 90 degrees because it's just coming straight back into the machine, into the laser. So then it asks you to better demonstrate it by putting the block there, and that is a much better demonstration. You can see the reflection quite clearly coming off where it's meant to refract. And you can, if the problem is, once you can slightly see there are other issues. So I put the magnifying glass down there. You can see there's a slightly blue at the top and red at the bottom. And I don't think we're ready for that yet, but if they're wanting to analyze things properly, I'm doing it for them. And that one's a lot clearer. You can see that the light's starting to break up, and the red is not as refracting as much as the blue is. But hopefully we'll do that in better detail when we do refraction. And so why is it reflecting off the top? So what happens is the light that's going up and down and is going to have the most contact with the reflecting surface is going to reflect more than the one that's going directly into it. And so that light will be polarized, and that will get more resistance and reflect off. And so you can see the lens. You can see when it's at that's in line, and when it's at 90 degrees how it's meant to be. So usually when light comes off the ground, that's the angle it's at, and that's why the sunglasses are at that angle. And the funny thing is I can't get a diagram for it because all the diagrams are wrong. So the physicists are saying there's little slits in there, and so that the light can get through those little slits because there's slits. In reality, the light gets through because it's the opposite. There's molecules in the horizontal direction, and so they interact with that light and stop it getting through. Okay, so they think there's little slits in there, but it's not. They're actually chemicals, and they're in the opposite direction, and they're interfering. The electrons in those molecules are interfering with the wavelength on that angle, whereas if they're going up and down, it doesn't interact as much and it goes through. And I can't find a diagram for it because they're all wrong. Okay, so chemists win. That one's from the chemists. The correct one's from the chemists. All the physicists have it wrong.